Hey, what's up guys? Back with another video, and this time I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go over Wata games and what they are and how you can get one of your favorite video games created by the Wata Raiders. So if you don't know, you can go and you can get a game that has been rated, a game that's sealed that you own. You can send it to Wata Games and they'll rate the game on a basis points of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, and they'll grade the condition of your game. And if you have a very rare game and you want to sell it, it's probably best to get it Wata certified. As you can see here, these are just some random results of some Wata rated games, older games. They do very well when they're Wata rated. Even some somewhat newer games like Wii games can get rated. There's a bunch of different games that can get rated. So here on the site, you can go and you can submit a game. They have, Genesis, Sega CD, Saturn, Genesis, and then they've got like the CDI, Xbox 360, NES, Neo Geo. They've got a bunch of different things. So you can go here and you can select what version you have or what platform you have and the version of the game. So if you wanted to do Xbox, you type in Halo. Let's do Halo 2. It shows you the box art and you can click "This is my game." So this is just a how-to. This is just how you're going to set this up. There are instructions, but sometimes it takes a little bit of thinking through because it's not as fluid as I would have liked myself. So you go through, you declare the value of what you think the game is worth. Halo 2, for example, if we were doing Halo 2 brand new, see how much Halo 2 brand new is going for. Yeah, Halo 2 probably worth, I don't know, you could do 0 to 100 if you think that that's roughly the correct value, or 200. Really depends. I guess, yeah, maybe this is worth more, so, 350 to 499. And so there's complete in box, there's loose cart. You can select any of these, but, this is just an example. And then they have, the turnaround time of, what they think the turnaround time will be. Looks like they're pretty backed up. So it's 150 business days. If you want it sped up and pay an extra $25, it's 45 business days. And the fastest one for $210 is 18 business days. And that's when you really want your game turned around. And then they got these different add-ons. You can have them clean it. You can have them take photos. You can have them put a new holster in it. If you have like an NES cartridge and it doesn't have a game holder, they can basically give you one. They can test it. You can get a report. You can get all these different add-on services. And then you do add to queue, go to cart. And, from here, you got to select the country. Well, that's pretty straightforward. And you select the delivery service and everything that you want to do. And then after that, you check out and you submit your game to them. So that's pretty straightforward. But then after that, what they'll do is they will send you an order form like this, and it'll come to you, and it'll have everything. Of course, this is just a template from the one that I got, so it doesn't have any of my information, but you'll have your order number, you'll have the game that you selected, you'll have the price, and they'll send this to you. You need to print this out and do that. And after you print that out, you need to find a box to send your game. They recommend when you're shipping the game that that you send them a box with the game packed. So you want to have packing peanuts, you want to wrap the game, in bubble wrap. Just package it really well, and they recommend not using tape when you're putting the game in bubble wrap or any of the things that you pack it with, because if they're trying to open up something that's heavily taped, they might damage the game if they're using a knife to open it up. So for me, I just wrapped mine in bubble wrap, and then I put a bunch of bubble wrap around it. I didn't put any tape on that, and then I put this sheet in there. So they had that, so they knew what my order was for, and I sent it to them. And then, I put it in a box, and the box I used for a normal DVD size game, because I did a PlayStation 2 game. It was 7 inches by 10 by 3 inches. Roughly the same box, if you're doing this in centimeters, is 17.78 centimeters, 25.4 centimeters by 7.62 centimeters. That's roughly the dimensions of a box that you want if you're going to get like a DVD size game rated. If you're going to have like an Xbox game, a Wii game, a PS2 game, this type of box is something that I would recommend. So that's why I used both of these metrics here. And yeah, now going on, they only support 8 countries right now. So if you're in the US, Canada, UK, Germany, France, Spain, Italy, or Monaco, you can take advantage of this rating service and you can get your games rated. So that's what's pretty interesting, is that they have this service to get them rated. After that, after you've got this submission, you also need to ship it to them, which is another thing. You need to ship it to them with your shipping provider. So you got to go to like FedEx and you got to ship it to them. I recommend going to FedEx and filling out and doing the whole process online. You usually get the best rate, in my experience, if you don't go to the store, any store, at least in the US, you don't get a very good rate if you go to the store. For whatever reason, I've had bad experiences where I go to, in the US, USPS, or I go to FedEx, and I end up paying way more than I expected for something that shouldn't have cost that much. So I always go to the website, you plug in your address, you plug it in here, and normally for a video game, it'll be like $10 or $15 to ship it to a location. Wata Games is located in Denver, so it's a pretty central location in the US. So if you're shipping within the continental United States, from Florida, California, New York, anywhere that's like, continental. Maybe if you're shipping from Hawaii or Alaska, it might be more expensive, but it should be about $15 to $20 at most. So that's the tricky thing with Wata Games is, you got to ship it to them, and you have to send them this form, and you got to pack that in the form. So there's a lot of stuff that you got to do yourself to get it actually teed up for them to rate the game. So after you get it all packaged up, and you print your shipping label, you got to print your shipping label and you got to slap it on the box. Then you're en route to get it rated. So yeah, that's pretty much the process. It's a little strange because I was expecting them to create the label and email it to me, and then after they emailed it me, I was expecting that I would just print it from my email, but they don't have that service. You got to do that yourself. You got to figure out through FedEx or USPS or however you want to get the game to them. You got to figure that out and then send it to them, and they give you the address at the very end. So it's a bit cumbersome, but I think it's think it's a worthwhile. I think it's a worthwhile thing to get a game rated, you know. So I I think it's an interesting thing, especially for the future. I think it's yeah, I think it's pretty good. So they've got these things on their website where they tell you like what they exactly do, and they have the price tiers, of course. So if you have something that's over $1,000, you're gonna have to go up to the next tier, which is the speedrun tier, which is 45 business days. But anything less than $1,000, you can just do the normal 150 business days. It's kind of interesting that they make you do that. And yeah, they have the scaling here. So if you, and they kind of show you what that scale looks like and what you can expect, like something graded. So this is a 9 box. This is how a 9 box would look. It's pretty much mint condition. They have a 10 box, and they show you the 10 box is completely mint. So that's what they have for that. And then they have like the seal quality. They show you different ratings for the seal quality of how well it's shrink wrapped, and what you can expect from a very well sealed game. So they have two different ratings. They've got, yeah, of course, the 1 to 10, which is like the overall like rating of the game. And then they have the seal rating as well. So yeah, that's how they rate the games. And what's nice too is that they've got an app, but also they give you the game back after it's rated. They give you a game back in this type of case, and the case, they say, is UV protective. So you're going to have UV protection, so it's going to be like museum level type of case, where it's not, if you have a game in there and it's getting hit by sun, it's going to be protected. I probably wouldn't recommend people putting this Wata Games case out in the sun to test if it truly is UV protective, because it could get, the game inside could get distorted if it's getting a lot of sunlight and a lot of heat. But that's what they claim. They claim that it's UV protective, so it's not going. It's basically going to preserve the game that's in there. So it's nice to know that that's what they have, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Wata Games, it seems like a pretty good service. They have a lot of different consoles that they support. They have a lot that they don't support. One of the interesting things that I saw is that they do support original Xbox and Xbox 360. But if you go over to Sony, they only support PS1 and PS2. PS1 and PS2, but they don't support PS3. And so it's like, why don't you support PS3? And they don't support PSP. So yeah, they support Xbox 360 for some reason. Maybe I don't know why. It's kind of a head scratcher to me, like why they wouldn't include PS3 if they're doing Xbox 360, and if they included PS3, why wouldn't they include PSP? Because I'm pretty sure in the order that they came out, it's PS1, PS2, and then PSP and PS3 around the same time frame, roughly. I get not including the Vita and the PS4, because PS4 is like current gen. It's kind of, no, it's not current gen, but it's, PS4 is still being supported. You can still get games for it, and the Vita got discontinued like 3 or 4 years ago, so it's not really that old. But yeah, they only support these two Sony consoles. They support pretty much every single Sega one, except looks like the Game Gear. They don't support Game Gear rating. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Wata Games. I'll leave a link. I'll leave a link in the video description if you guys want to go and get a game rated. It's just something that I thought was interesting. I'm probably only gonna ever have one rated game, maybe two. But I thought it was interesting, and wanted to make a video on just like what the process is about it, because it was a little bit cumbersome for me, getting in the mindset of, okay, I need to pack this up, and I not only that, I need to like figure out the shipping and logistics myself. So if I had a recommendation for Wata Games, maybe also have some type of third-party service print out somebody's shipping label, and like not print out somebody's shipping label. If I were Wata Games, I would send somebody an automated shipping label. Like if they could build that into their service where you pretty much get everything ready, like you get the shipping label sent to you and you don't have to figure out on like how you're going to get them the game, probably could get a lot more submissions, and it would probably smooth out the process a little bit more. It's not hard, of course, to use the FedEx website and punch it in and buy a label and do that. It's just, I don't know, kind of for me, yeah, it's kind of strange that they have, you know, you pay for the service, but then you also need to figure out your own shipping. I think it would have been better if they had a one-stop shop type of deal, because then people would know, okay, I've paid for shipping to them and for the game back to me and for the grading service, and everything is a one-stop shop, which I thought that was kind of the case in the beginning. Like I thought that's what it was. Like that's what you kind of got in return for the grading, but I didn't really understand that until the very end, that I need to figure out shipping and logistics and all this other stuff myself. So yeah, you know, I think it's a pretty decent experience so far. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take. It says 150 days. But yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you guys like the content. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.